The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome to the Good Buddies Anime Review. Yeah, I'm your Good Buddy Roger.
It's a new year, same old boy. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, son, you went in on that one. And I'm your good buddy, Brandon. Hello, welcome back.
Yeah, it's fun to be back. You guys might have heard us more recently, but we actually haven't recorded in a while, so.
No, it's been, a solid month.
Yeah. But it has been a well-needed rest for your good buddy Roger here.
Yes. We both could use a break, and we got a nice little break, and now we're back at it again, talking about one of our favorites, what I would call Roger a Good Buddies legacy series, because there's a lot of series we love, a lot of shows we love, but there's a few that we were there when they started, and we've talked about them every season, and this is one of them. We are here with AGGRETSUKO Season 4.
Yes, we are.
Oh, baby. It's back again. Everyone's favorite little angry panda who does the medals. Angry red panda. She's a red panda, right?
Yeah.
Red panda.
Yeah.
But, Roger, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to give our good buddies a review recommendation. Do we, your good buddies, think you, our good buddies, should check out this show? And, Roger, if it was some boo-boo stank garbage, what would you call that?
I'd call it an anime, maybe not.
What if it was, not the worst?
Anime.
It was fine. It was average.
Yeah, that's an anime, maybe?
It was actually pretty good, though.
My guy, it's Animals, definitely.
But if it was so good, Roger, if it was that damn good.
Ooh, it's amazing.
It would be amazing. The way we're going to get there is we have a little set we're going to do. We got 5 different categories we're going to go through. Each category we could get a possible 2 stars for a total of a possible 10 stars. That is how math works. And Roger, what is that first category?
The story and setting.
The second category.
The characters and development.
Number 3, if you please.
The art and animation.
Number 4.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that 5th category, that Good Buddies Wriggle Room, that je ne sais quoi. Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. Damn, we ain't missed a beat. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on into
I did have my things out here so I could read my categories.
Oh, you had the notes,
yeah.
you son of a bitch. All right. Good on you. But let's get on into it. We're going to talk about this here show. Roger, do you want to take the story and setting?
Yeah, sure. You seen AGGRETSUKO?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Oh, dang.
You wouldn't fucking believe it.
But like the 4th time, right?
Yeah, for the 4th time.
I'll be damned.
Now, this one, I feel like it has fewer areas of scenery than the at least a couple of seasons.
Maybe.
This one is largely back in the office.
Mostly.
Yep. But there are a couple of dates here, and of course, your karaoke room.
And dare I say, that office does go through some changes.
It really does.
Yeah.
It does. You actually feel like you explore more of the building.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah. But this season kind of looks at, first, the thing about AGGRETSUKO is that it's very real show with animals in it. Mm-hmm. But you could swap these out for humans, and damn, it might be close to real life.
Yeah, you do get some goofy situations in the earlier seasons and in this one, but for the most part, it's fairly grounded.
Yeah, pretty grounded, and that's one of the things that I've always really liked about AGGRETSUKO. Mm-hmm. And even when I've complained about it, usually it's because it kind of, in my opinion, strays from being grounded, where I think is its bread and butter for being a great show.
Sure.
Now this one does a pretty good job. This one looks into the aspect of business and running a business while there's a little side story of a relationship going on.
Yeah.
Now there's a change in business, and with change, sometimes negative things happen. And corporations, boy howdy do they fucking suck.
Oh yeah.
But I think, you could take some of what's happening and add it to smaller local things. Like I work in a small family-owned business, and I have seen, dealt with some of the issues that we came through, and the constant worry of, job cuts and stuff like that.
Totally.
Are we gonna get a raise? Are we gonna get a bonus? Yada yada. How are we gonna be able to continue to survive and have a little bit of fun too? Things that make working worth it.
You also get a look into that, like that same thing, but very much through, because this is an anime, a Japanese lens of view, where the rules for how you go about these things are quite different from here in America, for sure. Because hey, somebody messes up enough, you gone, baby. But it's a little different, depending on like the situation and the position and how long they've been there and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like
so before you go too far, It is a lot of things that I might say here are through my very American lens.
Yes, that's why
it's really hard to separate it, but yeah.
That's why at the beginning we say we are some rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. We don't know shit. We just like cartoons, all right?
Yeah. And I mean, the point of cartoons is how you relate to them cartoons.
Yes, and you know what? These characters are very relatable.
Yeah. But I mean, mostly, dude, that is the gist of the kind of story. The quick pitch right there. Do you have anything you would like to add?
Just the big story points on this one. The biggest like story bits without getting too spoilery. The boss of the company is out for a reason. Possibly temporarily, possibly for an extended period. A new guy is put in charge, and boy oh boy do things get mixed up in the office that we are used to. Some characters that we're used to seeing there are coming and going. Some characters that are running things are coming and going. So it gets pretty wild. But yeah, for basic plot points, that's gonna be that the business side of it. And we also have some movement in the ongoing saga of Aggretsuko's relationship and how that relates to our good boy Haida. Who is a good boy?
Yep.
Or is he?
Or is he? Maybe there's a hill turn in the future. I don't know.
Damn, who could say? Yeah, I think I'm pretty good on story and set in there.
Okay.
You want to talk about the characters in development?
The cast is largely here.
Yeah.
You're going to see your Gretzko. You're going to see your Haida. You're going to see your Finico.
I love that they bring back a lot of characters from the previous seasons. We got Manaka back.
Yeah. Tadano.
Yes, Tadano's there.
This season does something really fun, and it's a lot of the characters that you never got a whole lot of. I think all the seasons do it, but this season in particular takes characters like Sabone and Sonoda and even Ton, where he didn't get a whole lot of development, past the first season.
Oh yeah.
It really gives them some chance to shine. So some of these characters that kind of sit in the back in this season get a lot more. I felt like
changes.
Yeah. They have a bigger, more important role. And they it really turned some of them into characters that I liked a lot more, or that, I understood a lot better. While on the other side of that coin, a couple of characters, maybe my favorite character in total, gets a heavy cut.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, dude, there is not enough gory in this fucking season.
It really isn't. I mean,
there's
the
like
the moments where she's there are pretty fun though. Like, doesn't she like bust in on them when they're at a cafe? It's pretty cute. But yeah. You can always use more
there's
gory.
A little more Washimi, but
there's
not
some
much.
Washimi's in here. Washimi has this really. She kind of has this like, she's a little more sneaky in this one, I would say. Almost a power behind the throne kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting what they do with these characters. But yeah, I mean, we never want to get all spoiler and shit, but
yeah, we do have one new character.
We got to talk about the new boy.
Yeah, Himuro.
That fucking dog boy.
Yeah. He's
so
like a
handsome.
Cocker Spaniel. No, he's not a Cocker Spaniel. Anyway, he was a Cocker Spaniel. He's like an Afghan.
He's something like that. I don't know. I'm sure I could Google it and it's on the wiki.
I wonder if it says.
All right, Roger's gonna pull it up on the wiki. Here's what I have to say. He's very handsome. He's like very sharp-eyed. He's got those glasses, real like no nonsense business type. But then he like, Aggretsuko sees him through down the hallway, and he just kind of gives her a little smile, and I'm like, oh
something
damn.
called a Saluki.
Oh, a Saluki.
Yeah,
is that one of them dogs with the long nose?
It's a standardized breed development from sight hounds, dogs that hunt primarily by sight rather than scent. And they were used to run down game animals. The breed is most closely related to the Afghan hound.
There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Hey, you're pretty close.
Yeah.
Hey, all right.
A Saluki, whatever the fuck a Saluki is.
Here's
what? I wouldn't mind having me a Saluki though. It was a pretty dog.
Yeah, I love me a good dog. Love a puppy.
Yeah, let me
puppy.
Good boy.
Let me make a bunch of people cringe real quick. Pubber.
Oh no.
Pupper.
And Himuro, not so much a good boy, but not entirely a bad boy.
Yeah. I mean, watch the show.
Somewhere in between, yeah.
He's in there.
The show has to have an antagonist.
Bit of a tweener.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of... Honestly, it took me a second to like really get a feel for his character, which I don't know if that speaks to or against the writing. But like, yeah, he he definitely, you're not sure where he stands for a while.
Yeah.
And he seems like a pretty cool guy. He gets in close with a couple of characters. Yeah, I mean, I like him.
Yeah. I'll get more into this kind of. I don't know if I can talk much about it in the Je ne sais quoi, or if I have to wait till the ramble. But
yeah,
there is a certain turn with him. Something I kind of I brought up a little earlier that irked me a little bit.
Okay. We'll talk about it.
But beyond that, we talked about there was the side story of the relationship budding, and development wise, kind of fucking cringy, dude.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a little bit there, especially right enough those first couple episodes. I was like, ew.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, man, oh man, this is a reference that no one will get but me, but my boy that I love, this character is doing a full-on Dracula's Wedding. That's a song by Outkast, the chorus of which is, "You're all I've ever wanted, but I'm terrified of you." That's more or less what homie's going through. And it's like, boy, oh boy, it takes a while to get there. But you know what? I will say one thing right here. One thing that I did enjoy about that whole situation is, you know what I always say with these goddamn rom-coms, with these fucking romances, is like, man, be real cool if y'all just talked to each other.
Yeah.
And then some other characters say that, and they do.
Yep.
And there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it kind of, I mean, it does play a little bit later into the show.
Yeah.
But it definitely, it feels like a side story, and for the rest of the show, it's felt kind of like a main story.
Yeah, I will say, like, particularly with the relationship and stuff, like, and in relation, because, like, the two things are very intertwined, the whole business aspect and the relationship aspect. But, like, it really, man, there were bits in there where I felt like, I wish there was a couple more episodes, because I feel like some of it really got rushed.
I do feel like that, too.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I feel like there wasn't enough, like, this one never fully got fleshed out. It never felt like the stakes were all that real.
Yeah.
And they also, like whenever you get into, dubious business dealings and stuff, they never really in this show give you the ramifications of what could happen.
Yeah, and maybe that's something that, we already know there's going to be a season 5. They say so at the end.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something you'll get like shades of in a future season, but I don't know. It kind of, honestly, it lost a little steam for me there at the end when this should have been the big climax. I was like, all right, like there's some fun scenes, but I'm kind of like,
there's some fun scenes, but this season for sure, more than anyone, I noticed there were like some cringy scenes.
I do want to talk about one thing that like, and this is maybe a little spoilery, but there's a very, a pretty heavy bit with one character, who is being pressured out of the office. And there's a couple characters that happens with, but one in particular was really heavy because like it's another thing that I saw in another anime recently, Aquatope on White Sand, and it's a thing that, having done a little reading on, it's like apparently a really big deal in Japan right now, is like this idea of being like wanting to have a job, being like your thing that you enjoy doing, not only for money but because you enjoy doing it. You want to have this position and everything, but specifically in relation to the societal pressures of raising a child and being a mother. And it's really interesting. I think that I really like that they like have this little offshoot story where you explore that. I don't know that I love the resolution to it.
Sure.
But then, like, I feel like, I'm not going to tell you to go watch 24 episodes of Aquatope on White Sand because it's a decent show, but like, this is one thing that happens like more than halfway through.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's so much TV to watch. But it's a good show.
Okay.
But like, I feel like they handled it a little bit better there. But also this one, it's fine. And it's not like you don't see the character again and get to have some fun with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a whole thing, man. It's like, I don't know. I was impressed by the, thought to go for that storyline, but I don't know. I was a little iffy on the resolution.
Well, and also I feel like maybe, and this might be one of my weird nitpicks that get me in trouble, or have to correct myself later. They probably could have went with a better character.
Incoming edit.
Yeah.
No, come on.
They probably could have went with a better character because yes.
I think it makes sense for that character.
I guess I can't really say because I will give away exactly who it is if I say why.
We'll talk about it in the ramble.
But just say if I were a businessman and I were looking to potentially cut people, she might be on the block.
You think so? Yeah. I think, I don't disagree with that. I think it's the fact that they
But yes,
put her on the block and then
is shitty.
It was specifically like, hey, what about this thing? What about this aspect of your personal life that I can poke at and say maybe you should bail?
It's and
like
and
that.
They do it in a sense like it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel dishonored about. A lot of people do this.
Yeah.
It does suck. It does. I guess here's one of the things.
It's definitely
in America we don't have this problem because we'll just fire your sorry ass.
Yeah, which is fucked.
Yeah.
Jesus, there's just not enough fucking off time when you're having a goddamn baby or raising your kid.
But in relation to that, I also mentioned there were like cringy moments. Anai has another really cringy moment.
Anai has a couple cringy moments.
Where he has like borderline, like okay, we've talked before about this being kind of the millennial character or whatever.
Yeah.
And he has a full-on breakdown over this character. And there is like no reasoning as to why they were so close or...
I don't even know if it's that they were.
Has a fucking
to me,
breakdown.
that struck me less as they were so close and he really cares, and more so that he's like, "I'm next." Like if she's gone, who else is gonna go? Like that kind of thing.
Well, it was kind of like he had the line like, "Damn it, why did it have to be her?"
Yeah, no, you're right. That did happen. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Well, she did have his back in the previous season, remember?
Okay.
Like the whole cooking thing and like showing him like, she was basically his mom, his office mom.
I guess so. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It just seemed like a weird breakdown.
It was a little weird, but like, it's like you got to remember this one moment from like a season ago. These two moments from a season ago where like homie had his back.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I think they could have done a better job of reiterating that story.
Yeah. Maybe if like they
because when I definitely see his eyes bugging out and they're all bloodshot, like
I definitely don't think we need more flashbacks in anime, particularly one that's this short. But like that would have helped.
Yeah,
just a quick just
a couple of like little conversations,
something,
little nudges to remind you.
Yeah, that was like 2 whole seasons ago. Like I completely forgot about that until we were talking about it. Wow, but yeah. Anyway, how about that art and animation, big boy?
I was about to get real quick here. Have you seen AGGRETSUKO before?
Yeah.
It's exactly the fucking same.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yep.
I will say like the music last season was way more fun for me because they had more songs and more variety.
Are we going to move on to music right now?
Yeah.
Let's
but like art and animation, it's great. Soundtrack is good.
You know what? My complaint about last season was that there was less music. So my complaint about this season is there is even less music.
But last season, while it had like less music, it had more variety of music, which was really fun for me.
This one had
I wanna be a viral star.
If this one did not have a rap from Tone, it would be done, dude.
There was a rap.
Oh, yeah, he came back. Dude came back in full force. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Tone, he went, how you say, hard, okay?
Dang, does he go hard in the paint? Do you even know what that means?
Yeah, dude, it's a reference to basketball.
Oh, look at you knowing things.
Yeah, there we go.
Dang. Roger just throws on a do-rag like, fuck, you learned. Oh, no.
I work in a sports store.
You do.
Well, half sports, but...
You sell sports cards. Anyway.
Yeah, it's the least musical season. Like...
Yeah,
we get like
hard to argue.
Maybe 2 metal songs. We get the Tone rap, and then it's hard to really name anything else.
It's not bad. It's not bad when it happens.
You get AGGRETSUKO on her YouTube channel a little more.
Oh yeah,
but that's very small snippets, really.
Living the goddamn dream, huh? She's got a whole office to do YouTube stuff.
Yeah, man. When can we blow up?
We gotta hire some editors. That's what.
Yeah.
Once we start making enough money to hire editors.
Yeah.
All right, subscribe to our new Patreon. We're just now starting. No, we don't have that yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
But yeah, man. I don't know.
Musically weak. But they did change up the animation for the intro.
Yeah, and it's pretty good.
AGGRETSUKO's got some wiggly legs in it.
It's pretty good.
But Music, it's AGGRETSUKO. There's just less of it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, now that je ne sais quoi.
You want to take it or you want me to take it?
You go first, dude. I always feel like I go first.
I honestly, I don't feel like I have that much to say about it. It's in terms of the show, I thought it was fine. I did enjoy the last season better, I'll admit. But looking at it, like some of the stuff that happens, it definitely has these moments where you can tell it's like it has kind of an obvious message. The resolution to that message is maybe not
it's
exactly
not
the way I'd go. Yeah. And then like as for the program itself, it's like it's just fine. It's not an amazing season. It's not a terrible season.
Yeah.
It's just kind of fine. I feel like we found like the average for this show, and it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not
but
bad.
It doesn't, there's nothing in here that really struck me, It's not one of those that I would say, I think AGGRETSUKO's worth watching as a show, especially because it's like so quick and so
it's
fast
super
and so short.
digestible, and it's fun.
But like this one, I feel like you'd get to this one and be like, yeah, it's fine. It's not like I'm gonna, oh man, season 4 is when it pops the fuck off, bro. Like, no, it's fine. It kind of like, lost a little bit of steam. Some of the stuff that happens got a little, like some of the business stuff of it and the way they resolve the stuff is pretty fun, I would say. Like I can only describe it as a Mission Impossible scene.
Yes.
Throughout an episode of this.
Not very. That's where it deviates from that grounded nature.
Yes, that's where you fully lose the realism. It's like we're just having fun here, and I'm like, honestly, I know that like the grounded nature is like such a big part of it, but I could have used a little more of that. I could have used a little more of that like goofy shit. Like that part was really fun for me, and then it just kind of peters out.
Yeah.
But it can't always be goofy and it can't always be super serious. And I think it strikes a pretty decent chord between the two. But it's fine. It was just fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm damning it with faint praise. I feel like I'm making it sound worse by saying it was just fine, but it was just fine.
Yeah. I feel you, dude. I feel you, and I'm on a lot of the same page as you are here.
Take it.
One thing I'll just talk about this here instead of in the ramble, and if I spoil anything, I'll keep it as minor as possible.
Forgive us. Skip ahead if you're concerned.
This way, in case somebody doesn't go to the ramble, they'll be able to hear what I say right now. And this is purely coming from me, and once again, my American lens. And I didn't even think about looking at it in the Japanese nature of it. Maybe it is that different. I felt like the whole, fraud story or whatever they kind of go for. It felt like it's almost felt like it was written by boomers because we get the newer, younger guy in, okay, and then the whole story around it, and beyond that, the resolution is everybody's complaining. I wish it was back to old ways, back in the old day. Anytime change comes, I work in a place that I would love to be able to innovate and move us towards the future a little more, and I constantly get shot down by it. And it kind of just sucked to watch. Like, okay, so we're just going to get, new people in here, younger people trying to run the place. And they have to be the bad guys.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's NXT 2.0.
It's NXT 2.0. Yeah.
Younger, bigger guys.
It just kind of irked me because I was like, this isn't totally fair. I think there's a better way to tell this story, and I think putting it on the young, more youthful characters or whatever, trying to bring ideas and being excited about the place they work in and trying to make it successful. Yeah, I didn't think this was the way to do it.
I get that. I will say that I feel like because we get a resolution to the story, but it's not like they just brought everybody back. Yeah, things have still changed.
Yeah, things did change.
It's definitely one that I'm interested to see how that goes in season 5. Are they just going to be everybody's back? Yeah. Or how different is it going to be?
Yeah. Yeah, this season once again all the stuff happening in the company, it was hard to fully understand the stakes of it. Yeah. And B, I just hate that idea that change always has to be, something in the business place. It has to be bad because old ways are already good enough.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, blah. Yeah. It's no, innovation is part of business.
And even Tone, I like his character a whole lot, but he's a misogynistic asshole.
Yeah.
He's a more fleshed out and more, somewhat likable one, but
he's the Archie Bunker
still,
of this show. He's an old asshole who's stuck in his ways, but also you love him.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just didn't seem like, maybe I feel a lot of this in myself because it just didn't feel totally fair to me.
You know what? Here's my bonehead theory is that, and I say this only because it full on were like, hey, season 5's coming at the end of this one. I think maybe this one dips for me because I feel like I'm with you on pretty much everything. But like, what if this is all just one big setup for the next season?
Yeah,
where
that would be awesome.
Where everything has to be properly different because of what happened here.
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
I feel like they got their old boy back. It's going back to the old way. So maybe. I don't know. Maybe there is something cool with, the innovations and stuff that were happening, people losing them, even though the older people were shitting on it in the show. Even whenever it was innocent, honest innovation. Yeah,
there was like actual like your boy, my sweet baby boy Haida like has an actual straight up like, hey, here's some shit that actually innovated everything and suddenly it's better. Like, but I mean, I don't think they're gonna get rid of that. I guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
But like, if that's the case, if this is like the part 1 to season's part 2, then
maybe
bummer. It kind of sucks to try and like rate it then. But we're gonna call it what it is.
It is what it is, and right now it kind of just I don't know, man. I hope that all makes sense.
Yeah.
As to why it was kind of like, I didn't hate it. I understand that it's just a show. I just have my own personal feelings of wanting to. Move stuff forward.
We got nits to pick.
We don't have to stick businesses or anything like that. You don't have to stay in the past. The past isn't always fucking better.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think the past is going to probably fucking kill us. So,
Jesus.
Well, I'll end it there, dude, because I like the show.
I like the show.
All right. I like AGGRETSUKO.
Well, let's get to the scores then. Good Buddy Legacy series. Let's get to them scores. Story and setting.
Story and setting. I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1.5. I thought it was okay.
Okay.
How about the characters development?
I gave it a 1.25.
I gave it a 1.5. Art and animation?
I gave it a 1.25. Hey, I've given it a 1.25 every single time for art and animation.
Fair enough. I'll give it a 1.5 there. Music and sound?
I gave it a 1.5.
1.5. And finally, that Je ne sais quoi?
I gave it a 1.5.
This is where I took my dip. I gave it a half.
Okay.
That's gonna put me at 6.5.
6.5? Mm-hmm. Holy shit, dude! I'm at a 6.5 too.
Look at that!
Wow, dude, we made it with the point, right in the same point, right in between the Animaby and Animos definitely.
You know what?
It's right in the middle.
Hey, it's definitely one that like if you've watched all of AGGRETSUKO so far, you're gonna watch this and you're gonna have a good time.
I do believe this makes it this season our lowest score for any of the seasons of AGGRETSUKO.
That sounds right. We have to go back and double check.
Last season I gave my lowest score and I gave it a 7.
We need to start like a Good Buddies wiki so we can just real quick pull them up and double check. Oh, it's so much work though.
Yep. There we go. That's AGGRETSUKO season 4 though.
We did it.
That's how we feel about it.
Yeah, and I think we're about ready to bust into the ramble. So before we do, thank you so much for hanging with us. Full plugs in the description. If you're on the YouTube, there will be a separate video for the ramble. If you're listening to the audio, we're gonna go straight into it. Thank you so much for chilling. And next week, are we pulling the trigger on?
I don't know if it's gonna be next week, but it'll be next time.
Next time.
Yes. Because I don't know exactly where everything falls, but we're gonna do our winter 2022.
Yes, a tier list.
Yes.
Of what to check out.
Good Buddy Brandon's Mount Vibe Check.
Oh, god damn. I've watched so many fucking shows, and you know what?
I watched a few.
All of them aren't good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember being impressed by anything I've watched so far.
Honestly, like, that's the thing is, I'll just be honest with y'all. I'm like, I've watched pretty much everything. I've watched everything that's out now. And there's, except for like sequel series, because we usually don't do sequel series. I actually need to catch up on Princess Connect Redive because that one just dropped. But I'm going to be grading on a curve here. Because if there was like one show, if we had like, if there was a new, like really, if Jujutsu Kaisen had dropped this season, that would be the only S and everything else would at best be an A. But I've got a couple that I would say these are S rank on a curve because I think that's only fair.
Sure.
But yeah, there's some stinkers.
There's some turds in this
There's some
water.
turds floating in this pool. Couple of baby Ruths. But we will get to that next time.
Somebody has shit in the lazy river.
Oh no. We'll get to that next time. We will see y'all then. It's always a pleasure. Again, maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But we love you so much, and thanks for chilling. Love ya.
Love you.